Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Sama and welcome to the 10.1.7 Devastation Evoker Solo Shuffle PvP guide. So today we are going to take a look at the gear, the enchant, gems that I mostly use, the talents, rotation, and also the add-ons and macros which might also be useful for you. And at the end we are going to take a look at some solo shuffle games as well, and I will guide you through them, what I'm aiming for and what I'm trying to do. So I start. Okay, so let's start with the itemization. Let's take a look at the gear. So first, you will want to go for the 4 set. Luckily, this time the secondary sets are quite good for Devastation Evoker on the 4 set. So basically, we want to have the set on head, chest, gloves, and leg. And you can have whatever you prefer on the shoulders. You can put any kind of gems in it. Basically, I also experimented a lot. Mostly use the versatility mastery gems in every slot, every socket, wherever possible. For the neck, I chose the mastery versatility. So for the shoulder, I picked the haste versa. For the back, the first embellished item that I'm going to use, the undulating spore cloak. So it has good secondary stats, so versa mastery. You cannot change this one. And what it does, so when we fall below 30% health, it will give us a nice absorb shield, 170 damage, and this value is increased in PvP combat, but of course it's affected by dampening. So chest, simple waking stats enchant. Then wrist, versa mastery, put the speed on it, and also mastery versatility gem. I like to have haste again on my evoker, so I like to have the staff, and also I like to transmog two-handed weapons on my evoker, so that's really me. But you can get one-handed weapons with mastery versatility or haste versatility or even crit. We will always want to have the Sophic Devotion enchant on it. Again, I'm using the haste version, but you can craft any kind of belt here, so you can have versatility mastery as well. I'm using mastery versa gem in it, and also the shadow of the belt clasp, which gives us some extra HP. 4 set leg, intellect, stamina enchant on it. And the boots, so this is the second embellishment, infurious boots of reprieve. So whenever we are CCing someone, it will give us a stat boost. For the rings, basically for both of them I want mastery versatility, and I put mastery enchants on it and mastery versatility gem in one of them, and in the other the primary stat mastery gem. So on the crafting order table, yeah, you can get these gems, but you can only suck at one of them. For the trinket, always use now insignia. So you can use badge as well, and of course medallion in the last slot. So secondary stats, our aim is to have a lot of mastery. In PvP mine stays around 33%, but basically you can go way above 70% if you want. So in PvP I have 5% crit, around 16% haste, 63% mastery, and around 30 or 31% versatility. So for the talents, you can change around stuff here, but basically I'm sticking with this build 95 or 99% of the time. What I usually change around are the PvP talents, so these three. These are the main ones, so Nullifying Shroud, Unburdened Flight, and Obsidian Metal. So these are the standard ones. Sometimes I change them. So against mages, I don't like running Nullifying Shroud, because basically they're just stealing them. It's not fun. So we cannot CC them anymore. So I usually drop this against mages. And maybe you can pick Scouring Flame. So Scouring Flame is pretty good against mages as well. You can purge a lot of stuff from them. Hots, shields, alter time as well. You can purge it if you're lucky. So you can use this maybe instead of the shroud. if the enemy team has a rested druid and maybe like one person has purged them, sometimes I just drop, and they are mostly melee, let's say, I sometimes drop the obsidian metal and just run the scoring flame instead. So these are the talents that I mostly use. Okay, let's continue with the rotation. And first let's take a look at the burst opener. So here we want to use Dragon Rage, Shattering Star, Eternity Surge, Tip the Scales, Fire Breath, and then Disintegrate spam. First, ideally you want to always sleep walk the healer if possible. Dragon Rage. And spam Disintegrate. If you run out of Disintegrate, you can either use the instant proc of Living Flame, or you can use Azure Strike to get Essence Burst proc. So during Dragon Rage you always get Essence Burst proc by spamming Azure Strike. So you can extend your Dragon Rage pretty easily. So that's the burst opener I use. You can see, by the way, your main damage source will be Disintegrate, then Eternity Surge, and then Fire Breath. After the burst opener, what do you want to do? Basically the main idea is to only cast level 1 Fire Breath, because in this case you have a longer dot, which is going to do significant amount of damage over time, and it will also have the opportunity or the chance to give us burnout procs, which will enable us to do instant Living Flame procs. So the more target you can Fire Breath, the better. And first I would put Fire Breath up, then again try to go for a CC on the healer, and then Shattering Star, Eternity Surge, and then once more Disintegrate spam. Basically that's the main idea. If you run out of everything, you can try spamming Azure Strike to get Essence Burst proc, or if needed you can heal, off heal. So basically that's the main idea. Okay, next up add-ons. So the most important ones that I use are WeakAuras, Arena Marker. So whenever you are the lead of your group, it will automatically mark your teammates, so you can track them better. I also use Gladius, Omnibar, OmniCD, and OmniCC. Later, so this might be the most interesting one. I will also show you what I use. So basically my general idea is that I'm going to track my defensive spells on the right and my offensive on the left next to my character. I have alert for mind games and death mark on me. I also use these danger alerts. We can get these, by the way, from Vago.io, I guess. I also use alerts for whenever our healer is CC'd and when the enemy healer is CC'd. So when our healer is CC'd, it will give us a sound cue, like a sonar alert, and it's very useful, so you are aware that your healer is CC'd and cannot help you. Enemy healer is CC'd. You can basically play offensive, and you can also try to chain CC with your Sleepwalk or Deep Breath or Nox or whatever. So you can download the healer CC from Vago.io as well. You can see the link to it on the screen. Basically that's it. What I also use is the externals. It's pretty useful, so you can check like whatever external buffs are on you. If you have Iron Bark up, then you know that you won't necessarily have to commit to your own defensives, or if you know that you are behind, you can go aggressive, stuff like this. So the next one is the plater profile. Again, I got this from Vago.io. it also gives these class colored nameplates as well for friendlies, which is to me pretty useful, because then I can also identify my my party members better within Arena. The macros, I don't have much, to be honest. What I mostly use is the interrupt quell. So basically I have it on my E, and if I just simply press E, it will interrupt my target, and if I press Shift E, then it will interrupt my focus target. Same logic applies to my sleepwalk. What I also have is a deep breath at cursor macro. So if I didn't have it, it would look like something like this. So I would need to select where I want to go. So what it does, instead of you have to like select exactly where you want to go, wherever your cursor are, it will instantly cast the deep breath there. And same applies for my landslide. That's all I use. So the first video, you might remember this from one of my previous videos. So I'm playing on the Fang Shroud, and before the fight starts, as they barely have any purge, only the disc has, I put that up. And here what I usually do against 2 melee, especially if I have one as well in my team, I try to stay in my mount as much as possible and try to use that as kind of as an initial gap closer, because let's say if I just use hover, I would still get there, and I would still be able to you know, cast my damage, use my damage, but I would then lose one of my important utility tool. So it's important to basically stay on mount as much as possible and use mount to get closer to your enemies. So first, as I mentioned, I always try to sleepwalk my, or not my, but yep. So as I mentioned, I usually try to sleepwalk the enemy healer. Okay, we got that off. But also it's important to keep in mind that basically our Windwalker is in leg sweep range for all 3 of them. So what's very likely to happen that he will leg sweep them, and we will be able to follow it up with some pretty nice AoE damage. Okay, I root everyone. What I will go for is Oppressing Roar here. So the crowd control that they will receive will be a much longer one. There, it's down. It will be followed up with a leg sweep from the monk, and I will also deep breath everyone. And then what I do, basically I just pop my CDs, Dragon Breath, and you can see that Eternity Surge, and then Tip the Scales, Dragon Breath, and then Disintegrate spam. What's also important to see our HP, because I'm not sure if you see that basically I'm almost dead. In this chaotic fight, sometimes it's pretty tough to see your HP, so always take a peek on both your side and the enemy side, whose HP is at which level, basically. So yeah, I was a little bit low on HP, so what I did, I just moved away from the warrior to get some gap in between us, and I just realized that yeah, my monk is going pretty ham on the discipline priest, so I switched target as well. The priest started casting penance at a very low HP, which is a mistake because me and the monk both will interrupt it or cast our interrupts on that. So he's what the monk's interrupt was quickest, but now the priest is locked. Basically what we need is just to finish him off. That's it. So these shuffle games happen, we just need to like react accordingly as well. Okay, so this one is going to be a little bit chaotic. So we are against an elemental, a red 3, and the restoration druid, and we are on arms and the holy priest, and our goal was to take down the elemental because he was doing a lot of damage. So I root them, pressing roar, and try to deep breath, but sometimes deep breath just doesn't go off and you have to press it a couple of times to do it. I killed the grounding, I instantly popped by the way all my CDs as well, so we're doing some nice damage. Shaman falls defensives, and also the druid will iron bark him, so I changed to red paladin. I got interrupted, I tried to kill the tremor totem, and I just tried to move away because that was a little bit too much damage that they were doing. Yeah, fire breath them both, and iron the talent, which purges the buffs, so I get silenced for a minute. Our healer got stunned, and at this point it's a lot easier for me to hit the paladin, and I try to kite him away from our healer while my warrior is hitting the elemental, so we're not properly focusing the same target. So now I switch to the elemental. My warrior now fears the druid, and for whatever reason I thought maybe sleepwalking him now is a good idea, but basically no, I just screw up our diminishing returns, so that's a big mistake from my end. So deep breath, put the DPS, and then we return to damage on the elemental. At this point I don't have much defensives. I tried to do nullifying shot, but I got interrupted, so I instantly switched on disintegrate. The paladin used sacrifice, so it's always a good idea to switch to the paladin. If they use sacrifice, I sleepwalk the druid, but instantly it got tremored, so I switched to the elemental and returned the damage, while now my warrior is hitting the paladin. So again, we're not aligned, but this is solo shuffle, so it happens. I try to sleepwalk the red because he has defensives up. So we were hitting the shaman, he borrowed, and I got low, but hopefully, luckily we were able to recover. And now again we are focusing the shaman. I tried to go for a sleepwalk, but yeah, I couldn't get it off. And basically how macro works, it unfortunately sleepwalked the shaman. So now at this point we are winning on mana. Our paladin is feared, so we are also trying to go for the shaman at this point. Shattering star, and I will try to follow up on disintegrate. The warrior fears the healer pitifully, and we are able to finish off the elemental shaman. So a little bit tactic, but yeah, basically the main idea is that CC the healer whenever we could. Unfortunately I screwed up a couple of times with the sleepwalk. So one time I sleepwalked when the druid was already in fear, and one time so the healer, I'm not sure if he used the shadow meld, but I lost my focus, and basically my macro just sleepwalked the elemental shaman. So yeah, that was not a good play, but these things unfortunately happen. But yeah, at the end, with some off-healing, some kiting, some switching around, we were able to take down the elemental. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this guide was helpful to you. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and also consider subscribing if you enjoy the content. I will try to upload as many Devastation PvP content as possible, and see you guys next time. Bye bye.